ready to go.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to work on a push mower with a quantum engine in it. It won't start, and I see it's got a bad kill cable on it, but it does work. It's just got a kink in it, so it really needs replaced. So I'm thinking we're going to have to clean the jets up and then maybe put a new kill cable on it just so that when I sell it, it'll be nice and reliable for somebody. So let's get started. So as you can see, our kill cable, if you watch up here, it does work. It does do the job, but it's got this in it, and it's all duct taped up and everything. So we're going to go ahead and put one on while we're at it. Even though I won't get much for this mower, that doesn't mean that it's not worth making it look nice. So let's get the old cable out of the way. First thing we'll do, we'll very, very gently we got one little ear. There we go. Okay, let's scoot over here. Get rid of our little tie straps. And that's about it. Now we'll knock her off at the handle and we're done. There you go, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and flip the handle up. And I'll show you why on the other end. It makes this end a whole lot easier to do. So now we'll go here and go here. And just push it through. And you're done. The only thing you might want to do is put a tie strap here to make it look nice. Looking good, looking good. We like it. Now you see a lot of mowers that have starting issues that are exactly this. The cable's stretched out or whatever, and it doesn't pull this quite far enough forward. This has a brake that runs against the motor itself, and it controls an electrical switch which grounds out the ignition. Either one of those will stop your mower in its tracks. Okay, now that that's taken care of, let's go ahead and do the carburetor. This thing kind of sort of starts, but not really. You have to fool with it to no end to get it to start and spray starter fluid in it and all that. But from what I saw looking at it and listening to it, I think it's just the jets in the carburetor. Let's turn it around and get you in the light so you can see where we're going with this. Elevator drop. Doink. Okay, guys. Now this is not an auto choke engine, which makes it a little easier to work on. Let's go ahead and pull the air cleaner off, see what we've got. A little dirty, should get a new air filter. Now the only bad thing about this whole carburetor setup and this whole mower is there's just no money in it. But the guy I got it from brings me all sorts of great stuff, so I went ahead and bought it anyway. And I told him I'll be happy if I break even on this one. Now when you've got the primer on this, make sure your gasket between your air cleaner and your carburetor is nice and tight. And it's got a good gasket in it, or you're going to have all sorts of aggravation trying to get it to prime. Okay, there we go. So we're not going to touch that gasket at all. We know it's not leaking any because it's got a hayfield underneath it. Once I'm done, I'm pretty sure I can make this thing look really good though. Let's go ahead and kink the fuel line because we put a little gas in it to test it. Okay, we can't drain any gas out of this one. So I'm going to get the hay out of the way. This stuff's already flammable enough. I don't want to cover it with gas. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's pull the bolt off. Now I expected to lose a little bit of gas, but not too much. We're only going to lose what's in the carburetor itself. And this is the jet. This is what we're going to clean up. Let's run over to the bench and get her cleaned up. Okay, cleaning the jet's easy peasy. And this is the reason that 90% of the mowers out there won't start. That right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little piece of wire. And I get this at the dollar store. It's floral wire that we usually buy for Christmas decorations. I'm going to run that out. I felt something bump when it went through. Now I look through that and it looks good. Run it through the center. Okay, now let's blow it out through here. Okay, and I can feel the air going through. You won't feel much because they are small holes. Now let's put her back together. Believe it or not, just that one little thing will probably get this thing starting correctly. So let's run back to the mower and throw her back on. Oakley dokley. Now we didn't touch the bowl because I wanted to do this very much the way a homeowner might want to try to do it. If the bowl comes out, then you're going to want to take the carburetor off to get the gasket right. But this mower didn't want to start at all. Remember, this little front gasket's crazy important. So if that front gasket gets torn or comes apart, you need to order a new one. I'm going to screw the float back in, or I'm sorry, screw the jet back in. And the jet is the bolt that holds the bottom of the bowl onto the carburetor. Hard to cross thread with your fingers, but I'm still being very careful. Okay, that should do it. Let's tighten her back up. Tightening up? Yes, she is. There it goes. And that should take care of our gas leak. Let's take a look at our fuel line. Our fuel line feels pretty good. A lot of times I'll go ahead and replace the fuel line on one of these, but this one feels okay. Let's put our air cleaner back on. It clips on like that. And because you're going into a plastic cover here, always get them all started before you tighten any of them. And this one just holds it in place. The two next to the carburetor, you want them to be evenly torqued, because if you have an air leak in there, the primer won't work correctly. Let's throw an air filter on just so that that's not a problem. And if we're lucky, we've got nothing less than a dirty lawnmower. Or nothing more than a dirty lawnmower, depending on your perspective. Okay, looks good, looks good. And like I said, when I started this, it tried to sort of run, but it just didn't have the oomph to it. It felt bad, and it didn't like to start. So let's see if she likes to start now. Okay. That's money. That's good. So we spent about 20 bucks on the mower. We spent about $15, I guess, or $18 for a cable and another $7 for a filter. We'll probably sell it for $50 or $60 and make about $8 on the deal, but yeah, it's a good looking mower. That went pretty nicely, which is good because I'm not going to get much for this mower. In Texas, push mowers aren't real popular, even a pretty one like this. So if you've got a quantum motor like this one on your mower and it doesn't want to start, the first thing I would do is remove the air cleaner just to get it out of the way. Take the bolt out of the bottom of the carburetor. Try not to disturb the bowl because it'll hang on unless you grab it and pull it off. And if you do pull it off, then you've got to get the gasket on the bowl correct on the carburetor. And that usually means taking the carburetor the rest of the way off. But anyway, take that bolt, run a wire through the holes in the side, run a wire through the top, make sure it's all cleared, blow on it or blow it off with an air hose. And if it's clear, put the bolt back in. Make sure you get that little round gasket that goes on top of the bolt though, or you'll have fuel leaks all over the place. So, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.